We all know that smell. We all know the taste of that delicious, crispy chicken. We see the red buckets and the smiling face of the Colonel in over 140 countries. KFC is everywhere. But have you ever wondered how a man with no money, no home, and a broken car created a billion-dollar empire at an age when most people are waiting to die? 1,000 rejections. Most people quit after 10. The strong quit after 100. But what kind of man keeps walking until door number 1010? This is the secret history of the man behind the bucket. Welcome to Vivid English Avenue. This is the place where we learn real English through stories that speak to your heart and give you the strength to change your life. In the next few minutes, you will gain 4 power phrases to turn any no into a yes. The past perfect mastery. The grammar secret for telling your life story with power. If you've ever felt like the world is moving too fast and leaving you behind, this story was made for you. Let's begin. It is the year 1955. Outside the weather is terrible. The wind is very strong and cold. The rain is hitting the car window so hard, it sounds like small, sharp needles. Harland Sanders is 65 years old. Stop for a second. Think about that. 65. In most countries, 65 is the age when people stop working. They stay at home, they rest. The world looks at an old man and thinks his time is finished. Society told Harland he was past his prime, which means they thought he was too old to be useful. But Harland was sitting in his car, his only home, and he refused to believe them. He had already lived a long life full of failure. Before this night, he had been a farm worker. He had been a train worker. He had even tried to be a lawyer, but he lost his job after a fight. This is the detail I want you to notice. Harland was sleeping in the back seat of his car, but every morning he woke up and put on a clean white suit. He looked in the mirror and didn't see a homeless man. He saw a CEO. He knocked on the first restaurant door. He offered his chicken recipe. The owner didn't even taste the food. "No," he said. "Go away." He knocked on door number 50, door number 100, door number 500. I want you to feel this. Every time a door closed, Harland had to walk back to his car in the cold rain. He had to sleep in the back seat because he had no money for a hotel. He had already spent his last few dollars on gas to get to the next town. Sometimes he would go to a restaurant and offer to cook the chicken for the staff for free, just so he could show them how good it was. He was turned down even when the food was free. Imagine the loneliness. Imagine the sound of the engine starting again at 4 a.m. because he was too cold to sleep. When you are hungry and sleeping in a car, a dark voice in your head starts to whisper, "Harland, give up. You are an old man. You look stupid. Everyone is laughing at you." But he didn't back down. He didn't quit. He had knocked on 1,000 doors and heard no 1,000 times. He traveled from Kentucky to Ohio, from Ohio to Utah. He was a salesman for a product that no one believed in. Many of you tell me, "Teacher, I've studied English for a year and I still make mistakes. I want to quit." Well, Harland heard no for 2 years while living in his car. Your mistakes are not the end of the road. They are just the doors you haven't opened yet. Success isn't about being the smartest. It's about being the person who can hear no the most times without losing your smile. At Docker 1010, everything changed. The restaurant was owned by a man named Pete Harmon in Salt Lake City, Utah. Harland walked in, just as he had done over 1,000 times before. He was tired. His white suit was dusty from the road. His shoes were worn thin, but when he spoke, his voice didn't shake. He didn't ask for a favor. He offered a partnership. Pete Harmon tasted the chicken. He chewed slowly. The room was silent. Harland watched him, holding his breath. He had waited 2 years for this silence to break in his favor. Then, Pete looked up and said the word that would change history. Yes. That one, yes, gave birth to a global empire. It was the spark that started a fire that would eventually spread to over 140 countries. But I want you to look closer at that moment. Harland Sanders became a billionaire at age 75, but he didn't become a success at 75. He became a success the moment he decided to knock on door number 1010 after being rejected 1,009 times. He became a success when he chose to drive to the next town instead of driving back home to give up. Success is not a destination you reach. It is a quality of your character. Harland was a billionaire in his heart long before he had $1 in his pocket. He was a billionaire because he possessed something money cannot buy: absolute, unbreakable persistence. He didn't just build a chicken company. He proved to every human being on earth that a no from the world means nothing if you have a yes inside your soul. He wasn't lucky. He was simply the man who was willing to stay in the game longer than anyone else. He was the man who was willing to hear no 1,009 times without ever losing his appetite for the 1,010th door. Why do we quit so easily? We are afraid that if we fail once, the world will laugh at us. We think that if we aren't successful by age 30, we are late. But look at the Colonel. He didn't have a lot of money. He didn't have a fancy office. He only had a choice. Every no he heard was just a lesson. Life lesson 1. You are never too late. Society has a timeline for you. They say, graduate at 22, marry at 28, retire at 60. If you follow society's timeline, you will live society's life, which is often full of regret. Harland proved that you can start your best life at 65. If you are learning English at 50, you aren't late. You are exactly on time for your journey. Life lesson 2. Rejection is a filter. Most people quit at the 10th door. That means the 1,000th door has no competition. When you face a lot of rejection, it is actually a good sign. It means you are going where most people are too afraid to go. Don't be afraid of the no. Be afraid of never trying. Life lesson 3. Your backstory creates your value. If Harland had succeeded at door number 1, he wouldn't be a legend. We love him because of the 1,009 failures. Your struggle in English, the times you couldn't find the right word, the times people didn't understand you, that is what makes your victory sweet. If Harland had stopped at door 1,000, nobody would know his name today. He would have died as a broke man in a rusty car. The only difference between a failure and a legend is the person who is willing to walk to door 1011. Your age is not a cage. Your past mistakes are not a prison. They are your power. Are you going to let a few mistakes in English stop you? Or are you going to keep knocking until you find your success? How did a 65-year-old man in a dusty car convince the world to listen? It wasn't just the chicken. It was his vocabulary. He used words that showed he was a partner, not a beggar. Let's look at the tools he used to navigate those 1,000 rejections. The first one, turn down. In our story, Harland was turned down 1,009 times. To turn down someone is to reject their offer or proposal. Every time a door slammed, Harland was being turned down, but he didn't let the no stop his car. Example: I applied for the manager position, but the company turned me down. The second one, past one's prime. This is the lie the world told Harland because of his age. Prime means your best time, when you are the strongest. To be past your prime means people think your golden years are finished. Because Harland was 65, people whispered that he was past his prime. But he proved that your prime isn't a number. It's a decision. The third one, back down. To back down is to give up because a situation is too difficult or because people are pressuring you. When the 500th door slammed, Harland could have backed down and lived a quiet, poor life. But he refused. He stood his ground. Example: the boss was angry, but I didn't back down because I knew I was right. The fourth one, give birth to. Finally, that one yes in Utah gave birth to Kentucky Fried Chicken. In this story, it means causing a massive new organization to exist. That single partnership was the spark that gave birth to a global empire. I want to share a secret with you. Grammar isn't a rule. It's a feeling. Think about Harland Sanders. If I say he was a worker and then he succeeded, it sounds flat. It has no soul. But if I use the past perfect, I am inviting you into his secret history. When I say, by the time he found success, he had already been rejected 1,009 times, that word had is doing a lot of work. It is a bridge. It tells the listener, wait, don't just look at his money. Look at the thousands of miles he had driven. Look at the cold nights he had survived. We use had plus past participle when we want to show that one thing happened before another thing in the past. It's like a flashback in a movie. It creates drama. It tells the world that you didn't just arrive. You have a history. Let's see how this feels in your life. Imagine you finally get your dream job. You tell your friend, I got the job. But before that, I had studied every night for 3 years. Do you feel the power in that? The had studied makes your success feel bigger. It shows your effort. Stop thinking about subject plus had plus verb 3. Start thinking about the story behind the story. Use this grammar when you want to show people the backstory of your success. It's the grammar of a survivor. So, what is the backstory you are writing right now? Every time you open your English book, you are adding to your had studied and your had practiced. In the comments, I want to hear your backstory. Tell me one thing you had never done before you started this English journey. Example: before Vivid English Avenue, I had never realized that I could enjoy grammar. Don't back down. Keep knocking. I'll see you at the next door. Goodbye.